This morning I came into the office using autonomous driving. I was relaxing in my car and all of a sudden I was alerted to grab the steering wheel and pay attention. So autonomous driving is there, yet it is not a full reality yet.
Erik, this is exactly the same as what we're seeing with Industry 4.0. Why is it not the reality yet? The question is now, how do we make this a reality and not get distracted to deliver the value that was promised? We all know the following things are important on Industry 4.0 technology that helps you manage and optimize all aspects of your business. Focusing on the manufacturing processes, supply chain, gives you access to real-time data, insight you need to make faster, smarter decisions about your business, which ultimately boost efficiency and profitability of your entire operation.
But why are we not doing this yet? In 2016 we were talking about pilots, in 2022 we are talking about pilots. Somehow we didn't do the investment, there was no compelling event. 2020 really changed this, with the pandemic coming up.
Yes, exactly. The pandemic was a wake-up call that made us realize that we don't have visibility on our processes. Broken feedback loops due to disconnected assets, people, processes. During the pandemic, this disconnected processes was amplified.
I recognized that, Zach. I wanted a new race bicycle. I went to the store, I saw a very nice bicycle, and the salesman said to me, well, we don't have the pedals. They will come in 8 months. They will come in 8 months? What am I going to do in the next 8 months without pedals?
This is far from ideal. We saw it in so many different industries. In the automotive industry, a lot of orders were cancelled in the beginning of the pandemic. Orders were put on hold because a fear of having overstock like we had in 2008 with the financial crisis. This made us realize that the knock-on effect that it created in the industry down the supply chain is something that is still disrupting manufacturing now and will have an impact for at least another 2 years.
We see that capabilities of 4.0 are implemented in pockets. For example, smartwatches that alert maintenance people to get to a broken line. You get faster resolution of problems and it increases the efficiency. Yet, how does this relate to the bigger picture?
Before we share some thoughts on how we can actually realize Industry 4.0, let's briefly talk about how we see Industry 4.0. We term it Industry 4.0. This is not just a catchy name. It does actually have a purpose. We introduced this to make Industry 4.0 a reality now, more pragmatic and tangible.
It actually comes down to 4 focus areas. It starts with the production assets that need to be insightful and have new capabilities. Secondly, all assets together will make the factory as a whole more efficient, data-driven and paperless.
Intelligent products that gets delivered by intelligent factories can now receive feedback from actual usage in the market. This provides information that helps us to improve the shorter time to market. These insights also empower people to make quicker decisions and work safer.
How can you as a company respond? And how can SAP help? Start small and build from there.
Let's listen to Wilfried Wijkers, the Global Business Process Owner for Digital Operations at Signify, on how they made this journey possible and delivered on the promises.
It started the moment we needed to change our business. I think everybody knows that the conventional light bulbs had an end of life and we needed to transition to a new world. So we started to work together with the CEO of our business to see, okay, how can we capture in one overview the physical flow, the data flow and the process flow. We called that the Blue Cross. It was important to put it on one slide to avoid that we start working in silos. But it also learned us that it's a complex landscape. It's a landscape that needs to be connected. So the first challenge what we saw is if you map the applications and the solutions on that landscape, you have many applications. The good thing is it was a lot of SAP modules which were on the slide. next to white spots we had. And at a certain moment we came in contact between Christmas and New Year about the Leonardo program from SAP, where we said, okay, listen, we cannot continue the way that we are a supplier or a customer. The collaboration to make this together is a key topic, because it's a collaboration within Signify, but it's also a collaboration with our suppliers. And that's where, let's say, the whole program on digitalization of operations started. So it started with the Leonardo program. And later on, the technology moved so fast that we came to a situation that the digital manufacturing cloud from SAP became available. And that gave us the opportunity to get all the data from the factories into one cloud environment. And that is quite unique, because you heard in the previous presentations that we have MES systems, but that's all localized, and we needed something to combine. Small challenge is, if you work in the cloud, you need all to work the same. So the standardization is a key topic, but we needed to standardize anyhow to make sure that our percentage of touchless is growing significantly. That's what we learned in the past, that we should focus on the deviations, not focus on the standard work. So the cloud, the digital manufacturing cloud, gave us the breakthrough, not only on the execution part, but also on the factory logistics part, and also on the planning part. So the quadrangle, what we called later the manufacturing part, the quadrangle where you combine the factory logistics, the planning of the shop floor and the execution of the shop floor, including the dashboard, that brought the breakthrough in our factory.
So let's see how we can make this practical for you. Over to our colleague Leon, who is now in our experience center in Walldorf.
Thank you, Erik. Today I want to show you what our partners and SAP team have built to move the Industry 4.0 concept into reality. We've got all technology at hand to use device and machine data and integrate them into our systems. This is the foundation of supporting the entire business process, end-to-end. What do I mean with end-to-end? It's designing, engineering, manufacturing and assembly. But not only that, it's also production supply and asset operations. And this holistic view of processes end-to-end, this is what we mean with Industry 4.0. In our intelligent factory setup, we can show you real-time, in life, how we do this with SAP applications. But also with the latest technologies. Technologies like augmented reality, machine-to-machine communication, automated guided vehicles. All this is used to make it easier for the workers to navigate them through complex processes. This will be a huge benefit to the entire industry. I hope to see you soon in one of the locations, like here in Walldorf, maybe in Tokyo or in Philadelphia, where you can visit us physically and see the entire process. If you're not able to visit us physically, you can join our online tour. I hope to see you soon.